I looked around at my friends, and I swear to God, I thought, boy, I hope he shoots one of them first. I thought, because it's still England. Once he gets one shot off, it's gonna take him a while to reload. But then, he pulled his hand out of his pants, and he was not holding a gun. But this is 100% true. He pulled out a completely full pint of beer. All right, cool, perfect, okay. All right, here we go. What's your problem? Portland, Oregon, are you okay? Is everyone here okay? Anytime I'm on the road and someone finds out I'm from Portland, Oregon, they always ask me that. They're like, are you okay? Is it okay there? Because it sounds like it's bad. And now I just lie to them. I'm just like, it's not okay. It's not. It's a burnt-out husk of a once great city. Roving bands of fentanyl-doped Antifa super soldiers roam the streets, cornering hard-working taxpayers, pulling out hand-crocheted guns. Just like, update the pronouns on your LinkedIn! Or I'll ask for your consent to shoot. Every single one of these fallen cities are the same. Every fallen city, whether it's Portland or Chicago or San Francisco, the worst thing that happens in any of those cities is that there's slight inconveniences. Like, it's a little bit harder to get deodorant. That's if you want to get deodorant now, you have to go visit it like you're visiting somebody in prison. It's behind a glass case. And then you gotta hit that button. And that button is not hooked up to anything. It's never. It's not. You just hit it. And 5 minutes go by. And then you hit it again. And another 5 minutes go by. And then you just decide, all right, I'm gonna smell bad. That's it. I'm just gonna smell bad. I don't even think smash and grabs are a thing, really. I don't think that's what's going on. I think what's happening is just normal, everyday people are so tired of having to hit that button waiting for someone to bring them deodorant that when we see it, unguarded, we're just like, all right, I'm gonna come up. And we just grab all of it and run. I'm getting old. And you never know how you're going to find out that you're getting old. But it comes for all of us. I heard a Vampire Weekend song in a blood pressure commercial. And I used to do cocaine to that Vampire Weekend song. And I am currently on that blood pressure medication. I don't know what happened to me. I used to be beautiful. I used to be young and beautiful. My body was perfect. I could eat Taco Bell and then go to the gym and I was fine. I could do that. I could do these things. I could drink until I was blacking out. And then I would do a bump of cocaine just so I could stay awake and keep drinking. And the entire time, I'd be on 2 Molly. And now, if I eat a piece of pizza, I can't read. And I anticipated this. I understood that I couldn't keep doing drugs and drinking the way I was forever. And even certain food, I was like, all right, well, you should eat less of that as you get older. But I went to the doctor recently, and my doctor told me that I can no longer even sleep safely. My doctor told me that I have a condition called sleep apnea. And this is after every woman I've ever slept with telling me that I have sleep apnea. Sleep apnea apnea is a condition where you snore so bad that not enough oxygen gets into your brain. Basically, I have a condition where when I fall asleep, I turn into a pug. I can't even sleep unsupervised. The one thing we let babies do, unsupervised. And this makes me sad. It depresses me. But also, if you think about it, it's a story of human triumph. It is, right? Because I've become such a chubby little guy that I broke the system. I have become comfortable beyond God's foresight. Right? God was up in heaven like, I will create a creature that sustains itself on an equal measure of eating and sleeping. And one of the angels was like, but God, what if they get so good at eating that they can no longer sleep? And God was like, spare me your philosophical riddles, angel. I have created perfect balance. Yes, I have created plentiful food, but I have also created famine and war and winter and wolves. And the entire time we were down here on Earth like, what else can we put in the pizza crust? Oh, no, 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 no. But we have also solved sleep apnea now. Because I have a mask, I have a device that I can put on at night that lets me sleep safely at night. It's called the CPAP mask, and it's a full face mask where I put it on. I look like a fighter pilot on a mission to never have sex again for the rest of my life. Ever. It's the least sexy thing on the planet because it's a mask with a hose that connects to a box. If that's on, it's off. You know, like... It doesn't look like it's time to get down. It looks like it's time to say goodbye to Pop Pop for the last time. And I worry about that. I worry about what's going to happen if I die in my sleep while I'm wearing that mask. Because that means that my ghost will also be wearing that mask. We all understand that, right? Your ghost is wearing whatever you were wearing when you die. That's science. That's hard science. And I'm going to have to explain that to other ghosts. And many of those ghosts will have died before the invention of the CPAP mask. So they're gonna think I died doing something cool. They're gonna be like, oh, okay, all right, I know you got a good story, man. What happened to you, dude? What happened to you, dude? He died in 1830, but he still talks like this. What happened to you, dude? Dude, I drank a hella poisonous tonic, dude. That's what happened to me. What happened to you, brother? Were you like a undersea welder or something? What happened to you, man? What's with the mask? Were you like a fighter pilot? No, too big. All right, what were you? What was going on? And I'm gonna have to be like, oh, no, nothing like that. I had so much fudge that my body forgot how to sleep. I'm 39 years old. Every day I see another fact about how old I am that hurts my feelings. Every day I'm scrolling on social media and I see one of those posts that's like, wanna feel old? And never once have I wanted to feel old. If I wanted to feel old, I would try to pick up a sock. But I read them nonetheless. I saw one the other day that was like, Did you know that the amount of time that has passed between now and the release of the original Jurassic Park movie is the same amount of time between the release of the original Jurassic Park movie and when actual dinosaurs roamed the earth? But I'm trying to own it. I'm at the age now where if I want to have kids, I really got to make that decision. And I do think I want to have kids, but I'm not sure that I want to have them for the right reason. Because I mainly want to have kids for mischief-based reasons. Like, I want to have a kid, and I want to dress him up in the exact same outfit that I'm wearing. Send him into a convenience store to grab a bunch of candy bars and then run out without paying. And then he'll hide in a bush. And I'll take his place holding those candy bars. So when the guy working at the convenience store runs out after him, he sees me. And I'm like, I got bigger, what do you want to do? I should have kids, right? Yeah, all right. It's dangerous having no kids at this age. Because when you're a middle-aged white male, you start developing hobbies. And we traditionally have not had the best hobbies. I have too much free time, and I've found myself getting into conspiracy theories. I think my generation is especially prone to conspiracy theories, by the way. I think we are, because I have a theory that when people my age... when people my age were kids, people told us that there were boners in Disney movies. And then we got older, and it turned out that there were boners in Disney movies. So what else aren't they telling us? You know what I mean? But I did. I knew myself too well. I enjoyed the Da Vinci Code too much to be 100% sure that I wouldn't eventually get into QAnon, right? Like... So I've had to pick up hobbies. I've had to pick up hobbies so I don't get into, like, conspiracy theories. I swear this is true. I got into smoking meat. So I would have something to do. I did. I got like a big green egg in my backyard and I smoked meat on it. And QAnon and smoking meat are actually pretty similar pursuits. Whichever one you get into, you end up watching a lot of 90-minute YouTube videos. Where it's just like a fat, sweaty guy in Mississippi talking right into the camera. Here's what they're not telling you about natural gas, brother. But I did. I got into smoking meat so I wouldn't get into conspiracy theories. You might say, instead of QAnon, I actually can't tell this joke. I'm sorry, I can't do it. No, I'm sorry, I can't do it, I know. No, this is the special. You all came here tonight. I appreciate you so much for supporting me, but in good conscience, I can't tell this joke because if we're being 100% honest with each other, last time I did, somebody died because it's... No, it's because it's too funny. It's too funny of a joke. I appreciate you volunteering. But even still, it's random. It's random. But I can't do it. I just can't do it, all right? I feel like, so we'll just move on. Is that all right, I'm gonna tell it, but like Okay. Just set the scene again. About 25 minutes of the most blistering stand-up comedy you've ever heard, and then. Okay, in the context for this, I got into smoking meats, and I wouldn't get into conspiracy theories. You might say, instead of QAnon, I just can't. I'm sorry. Because for you, this is all fun and games, right? But I was on stage. I saw it happen. I saw someone was sitting right there, and they laughed so hard that their skeleton flew out of their body. And the skeleton sat down next to them, and the skeleton was laughing. So the skin was laughing, and then the skeleton was laughing, and the skeleton was laughing so hard that the ghost flew out of the skeleton. And then all three of them were laughing together, right? All three, and then the skeleton and the ghost, they looked at each other, and then the skin and the skeleton looked at each other, and then all three of them looked at each other, and they were like, whoa, and then they all three collapsed. And now I am locked in litigation, all right? Heavy litigation. And I have not worked in show business in over a year. All right, I'll tell it. Okay. Instead of look, I just set the context. I got into smoking meat so I wouldn't get into conspiracy theories. All right, here we go. Instead of QAnon, I got into barbecueanon. Hard to come back from that one. That's probably gonna have to tear the theater down after that. It is, though. It is hard to tell another joke after that. I might move into some crowd work. Is that okay with everybody? I'm not even a crowd work comedian. I'm honestly, I've never done crowd work before, but I figured, hey, if you're ever gonna try it, why not here? Yeah? All right, here we go. Do you mind if I try crowd work on you? Is that okay? All right, put your game for it? All right, cool, perfect, okay. All right, here we go. What's your fucking problem? Gonna get those Instagram numbers up quick. I can feel myself getting more conservative as I get older. And I'm from Portland, don't worry, that still means I'm a full-blown communist. But I don't know if I'm really getting more conservative or if young progressive people are getting progressive so fast that I can't keep up anymore. And I'll tell you what I mean. I got yelled at recently for saying the word homeless. I was at a dinner party, and I said the word homeless. And this woman at the dinner party, she corrected me. She let me know that the preferred term now is unhoused. And the idea behind that is the word homeless puts the responsibility on the person who does not have a shelter. And the word unhoused puts the responsibility on the system that has failed to provide a shelter for that person. Right, yeah. And that little tweak in the language is meant to fix it. Maybe it will, right? Maybe it will. I don't know. Worth a shot. Maybe it'll help a little bit. Maybe it'll help like how a toddler helps you move. It'll be that much, right? When two people have a desk and the toddler's like, maybe. maybe sometimes problems seem so big and so unsolvable, and we feel so small and powerless in front of them that we will latch on to whatever tiny thing that we think we can control, and we'll hold on to that, right? Sometimes people are just like, oh man, this homeless issue, it's so bad. I feel so terrible for these people. I don't know how to help. I'm just one person. What do I do? I know what I'll do. I'll take this word that I just learned and I'll find someone who hasn't learned it yet. And I'll bludgeon them over the head with it. And the reason why I said that word in the first place was because earlier that week, I had been having brunch out on a patio. And while I was having brunch, an unhoused man... Progress. An unhoused man walked up to that patio, dropped his pants, and started masturbating. And I was sitting there, face to face isn't the perfect word. Head to head, head to head, head to head, eye to eye. And I thought to myself in that moment, well, I'm not going to tell nobody about this. And so I was at this dinner party later that week, right? And the conversation reached a natural lull. And I saw my opening. So I cleared my throat and I said, I have something I'd like to discuss. And I told that story. And this woman, she corrected me, right? In front of everybody else, she corrected me. She said, I believe the word you're looking for is unhoused, okay? And also, I'm sorry, did this man's mental health crisis ruin your brunch? And I wanted everyone to think I was a good person, so I was like, no! It made my brunch better. It made it better. I ordered more food. I called my friends up. I was like, you gotta get down here. They're doing new stuff at brunch. But to be honest, yeah, ruined my brunch. And it wasn't because he was unhoused or homeless or whatever word you want to use. That had nothing to do with it. It could have been anyone. It could have been Guy Fieri jacking off at my brunch. Like, I love this place. I come here every time I'm in town. It still would have ruined it. Because it was a guy jacking off at my brunch. And it ruined it for a couple of reasons, okay? The first reason is, I happen to believe that brunch is a lie. I do. I believe that brunch is a social construct made up by people who are too afraid to admit that they want to get hammered at breakfast. Some of us were doing that already. We didn't need a little portmanteau to justify our mid-morning alcoholism. And that's fine. I can participate in your charade. But I can't do that and think about the consequences of late-stage capitalism at the same time. All right? I can do brioche, or I could do Ronald Reagan got rid of our mental health care safety net in the early 1980s. This is where I have the trouble. And the other reason it ruined my brunch was because this man had a beautiful penis. Top notch. And it made me feel bad about my penis. His penis was glorious. It was beautiful. It was aesthetically pleasing, which for a penis is no guarantee. It was big, but not too big at all. It was plump. It was a plump erection. It was plump. Well, I'm only 39, but already when I get a boner, it's a real C- average. All right, like, my penis has the energy of like an old British soldier saluting. Does that make sense? Like when I get a boner, it's like, hello, Lieutenant. Like, his penis was like a Marine on his third day. You know what I mean? It was like, yes, sir! Like it was ready for action. And so I brought this up at this party. And this woman, she corrected me. She got to have a little endorphin hit, right? She got to feel good about herself, like she was doing something, because she corrected the big dumb idiot who said the wrong word at the party. Even though in reality, she didn't do anything to actually help this guy out. But she still got a little endorphin hit, right? And I got my own little endorphin hit later on that evening, when I took each of the dinner party guests aside one by one. And was like, what the hell was that about? Okay. Calm down, Bernie Sanders. But I'm an even bigger hypocrite than she is, right? Because I didn't do anything to help the guy either. Neither one of us did anything to help the guy, but at least I was there. I didn't even give him the rest of my French toast, which I did not finish. And what's terrible about that is there are people out there who have enough money and power and influence where they can actually help change these systems, but they remove themselves from it. They make it so they never have to see it. They never have to deal with the consequences of their actions, right? They're not at my brunch. They're not at my dinner parties. They're having their own dinner parties right on another side of town, behind gates and fences and security guards. And what's ironic about that is those rich, powerful people having their dinner parties up in their ivory towers, a lot of those people pay people to jack off in front of them. So we've got a problem, and we've got a solution. And if we could just figure out some way to get these guys to see eye to eye. And that's why I'm running for president. Republicans are powerful. I'm not one of them, but I can see that now. Republicans are powerful. Because Republicans can make liberals like me love something just by saying that they hate it. Have you seen that before? They can make us love something just by saying that they hate it. And it would be huge for me if they could hate something that I really, really loved. Like if Republicans could come out against Haagen-Dazs ice cream bars, that would be massive. I'd come home with 2 boxes like, honey, it starts at home. We can't let the fascists win. But instead, it's always like books. books and drag. Those are the big two for them. And I like books. And I think that if you want to go see drag, it should be available to anyone from age 0 to 150, and you should be able to perform it in theaters, schools, churches, wherever you want to go see it, cafes, wherever you want to go see it. It should be free and safe, and I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I've been, I just don't want to go, okay? It's fine. I went, I was like, not for me, and I don't want to go. But Republicans hate it so much that I have to be like, drag, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. You're inviting me? When is it? Thursday? I'm busy on Thursday. I'm busy every Thursday. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I just don't want to go. I also don't want to go see an improv show, okay? Like, but if I say I don't want to go see an improv show, nobody's like, oh, you're against abortion, aren't you? Wasn't sure how it's not anti-drag, I wasn't sure how the anti-Ian going to a drag show material was going to go in Portland.
I get it!
You know, it's just like, good, have fun, you know, yeah. Hell yeah, good for you. I don't see any of them here tonight, any drag queens. It's a mutual respect. We're like panda bears and polar bears. You don't see them together. There's no beef. There's no beef. But I can't imagine being against drag. Can you imagine being afraid of drag? Isn't that silly? Wouldn't you be embarrassed? I would be embarrassed. I've talked to some of these people who are against it because I want to wrap my mind around it, but you talk to them, they say that they're afraid of it on behalf of their kids. That's what it is, right? They're afraid of it on behalf of their kids, and that doesn't make any more sense to me at all. Because what are you afraid of? Like a drag queen is going to lunge out from the underbrush? and grab your child? As though to have them for their own. If that is what you're afraid of, just sit your kid down and talk to them. Just be like, hey, Junior, if a drag queen ever lunges out from the underbrush and grabs you as though to have you for their own, run! Because they're wearing a ball gown and 12-inch heels. They're not going to be able to catch you. And also, they don't want your kid. Is your kid the song Jolene by Dolly Parton? No? Oh, phew. Okay, that was a close one. You're all right. And I think what it boils down to, I think what these people are really afraid of is that their kid's going to get into drag and they're going to lose their connection with their child because they don't understand it and their kid likes it. And when you have a kid, you want your kid to be into the same things that you're into, right? I understand that. You want your kid to be into hunting, fishing, or stealing candy bars from convenience stores. But if you want your kid to be into hunting and they're into drag instead, I'm afraid that horse has already left the barn. Because they're going to be able to find it. It's in movies, it's on TV, it's on Instagram, TikTok, everywhere, right? And I'm afraid that hunting lacks the natural pizzazz inherently present in a drag performance. But it doesn't have to. Church it up a little bit, right? You're already putting on a full face of camouflage makeup. Throw in a bold lip. Put a bold lip in there. You know? elk stand for 14 hours waiting for an elk. That's boring. Spice it up. Add some choreography, okay? When the elk finally shows up, be like, oh my God, Junior. There he is. Beautiful 14-point buck. I'm gonna go for the gun, but I want you to know how proud I am. And I really treasure this time we spent together. And I love you. All right? That's a major sleigh, right? That's a major sleigh. Not me providing dinner for the whole family. You got your kid back, right? There you go. I'm not much of a gun guy. I'm against them for moral reasons, sure, but mostly I don't like guns because I think guns place an unnatural limitation on the diversity of tough guys in a given population. Because if you're in a situation and there's a guy who looks like he has a gun, that's the tough guy there, right? No one else is going to be the tough guy because it's the guy with a gun who's a tough guy. You know the kind of guy I'm talking about, right? You know the guy who looks like he has a gun, pulled up to the bar in the biggest, whitest, cleanest truck you've ever seen in your entire life. Such a big truck, so tall, way too tall for any practice. Unless you're helping Shaq move, that's not useful at all. You know what? Like an aggressive window decal professing their political views, like a fundamental misunderstanding of the Punisher character from comic books. That guy. It's such a silly way to share your beliefs. Because it's a sticker. You know, from like when we were little guys, right? Like, still a sticker. If you ever see one of those guys with one of those stickers and you're like, whoa, like you're a little intimidated. If it's like, if you get an abortion, I'll kill you. You know, like on a sticker. Just picture him putting the sticker on. Picture him standing up in the back of his Ford F-350 like... Calvin pissing on Hunter Biden. I just prefer areas where there's fewer guns. I think you get more fun tough guys there. I went to London, England. And in London, they have no guns. And anyone there could be a tough guy. You could get your ass kicked by a guy with an umbrella and a bowler hat. It might happen. I was there with 8 other Americans. We were there for a work trip. And at the end of the week, to celebrate, we went on a pub crawl. And towards the end of the pub crawl, this tiny little, very drunk British guy had latched onto our group. And at first it was fun, but towards the end of the night, it was clear that he wasn't really picking up on any verbal cues, and he wouldn't stop hassling a couple of the women we were with. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go talk to him. I'll let him know his night's over. I'm a big guy. There's 9 of us. I'll handle it. So I walked over to him and I looked down. And I said, hey, buddy, I think you've had enough to drink. I think it might be time for you to go home. And he looked up at me and he said, oi, what's that, Porky? I think it's time for you to kiss my ass. And it hurt, because I'd never been cussed at in that accent before. I was like, oh, that's how Paddington talks. But I collected myself, right? I was like, I don't think you heard me. I said it's time for you to go home. And he said, I don't think you heard me. It's time for you to kiss my ass. And that gave me pause. I was like, why is this guy so confident? I know he doesn't have a gun, but is Harry Potter real? Is magic real? Do they still have swords over here? Maybe I misread the situation. Maybe this guy about to pull a sword on me, right? I don't have a sword. And I didn't want to fight anyway, so I was like, hey, buddy, we're not looking for trouble. And he cut me off. He said, oh, you found trouble, mate. It sounded so cool. For a second, I was like, oh, someone's gonna get their ass kicked. Oh no, it's me, I'm the one. And then, he said, right, I'll sort out all 9 of you then. And he took his hand, and he reached it into the waistband of his pants. And when he did that, my heart caught in my throat. Because I'm an American. When someone does that here, it means they have a gun, and you've misread the situation drastically. And I thought it was very scary. Also, I thought it was a little bit funny. Even in that moment. Because I was like, you're gonna get shot in London? Flying all the way over here? We make the finest artisanal gun violence in the world back home. This is like a French guy trying champagne for the first time in Madison, Wisconsin. What's going on? But I was terrified. And you learn who you are in those moments. And I was not happy to find out who I am because I looked around at my friends and I swear to God, I thought, boy, I hope he shoots one of them first. That's what I thought, because it's still England. Once he gets one shot off, it's gonna like take him a while to reload. Like... But then, he pulled his hand out of his pants. And he was not holding a gun, but he was holding. And I need you to know that sometimes comedians make stuff up, but this is 100% true. He pulled out a completely full pint of beer. And he'd been moving around. He was active. Not a drop spilled. There's not information I'm not sharing with you, okay? He pulled, maybe his penis is like a monkey tail. He can hold stuff with it. I don't know. But he was holding this beer and he said, shall we? And then he drank the entire thing in one gulp, took the glass and threw it against the wall of the pub, and then started walking towards me and my friends like this. And the 9 of us took off in 9 different directions so fast. It was like he pulled a machine gun. And that's the kind of tough guy we don't have enough of in this country. Love everything that the Democrats do. I don't. I have notes. I went to the Cheesecake Factory recently. And I sat down for a meal at the Cheesecake Factory. I don't go often, and when I go, I like to enjoy myself. And I opened the menu, and there were calorie counts on the menu at the Cheesecake Factory. And that's a bigger jump scare than anything I've ever seen in any movie. And I know the Republicans didn't do that. That was us. And I guess the idea there is that they're trying to warn us that perhaps the meals at the Cheesecake Factory are not the healthiest meals available. And I think we all realized that when we agreed to eat at a restaurant called the Cheesecake Factory. Factory is the healthiest word in the name of that restaurant. But I don't eat at the Cheesecake Factory that often. That's not the kind of restaurant I like. I like a very specific kind of restaurant. I'm a 39-year-old elder millennial from Portland, Oregon. I only like restaurants that proudly advertise themselves as being farm to table. Oh, yeah. Which is a very silly thing for a restaurant to say. Because that's where they grow food. And that's what you eat it off of at every restaurant. Arby's is a farm-to-table restaurant. It's a gross farm, and the table is bolted to the wall, but it's farm-to-table all the same. When I say farm-to-table, I mean something very specific, okay? I mean a farm that is owned by a nice lesbian couple who left finance and bought a goat. And when I say table, I mean like a door that used to be on a very old church that they've taken down and kind of fashioned into a banquet-style seating arrangement where you sit around it with 6 other couples who you don't know, you didn't come with them. And you all talk about the same 3 A24 movies all night. Yeah. When I go to a restaurant, I want the drinks and the light bulbs to be in mason jars. Do you understand me? I like restaurants that have an ampersand in the middle of their name. They cannot spell out the word and. It has to be a cutesy little ampersand, right? It has to be like Turkey and the Wolf. Or the Girl in the Coat. I would eat at Indiana Jones in the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Every time I go to a restaurant I like, the server comes over and they say the exact same thing. They say, "Have you dined with us before?" Because we do things a little bit different. Never once has it been different. Never once has the server been, "Have you dined with us before?" Because we do things a little bit different. Now take your shirt off and get in the kitchen. You're making me dinner. Never. I've never ordered the onion ring tower that comes out on a man's erect penis, right? Like, and he stands there while you eat them, and if he goes soft before you finish, they fall on the floor. That's on you. Never. I've never ordered the charcuterie board and it comes out, and so does Marina Abramovich. You know, she like sits across from you. It makes hard emotional eye contact the entire time you're eating. I got married 2 years ago. But we didn't go on our honeymoon until last year. Yeah. We went to Italy. Yeah. Boy, they are Italian over there. You think you're prepared for it, because, like, it's Italy, and then you're sitting at a cafe in Rome, and the server comes over, and he's like, "Okay, so first of all, we know do spaghetti." And you're sitting there like, oh my God. The racist didn't go far enough this time. We were in Naples. We went to Naples, and in Naples, I saw 3 people riding one Vespa. 2 of them were smoking unfiltered cigarettes, and the third was holding an open bottle of red wine. It was a toddler. It was a toddler holding the wine. In Naples, they use toddlers as cup holders for wine. We went to the Vatican on our trip, which, as a Jew, does feel like a secret mission. I felt like if I made it all the way through without getting detected, I should get to kiss the Pope. And it's just like, mwah, you didn't find me. He'd probably be cool with it, right? This Pope, isn't it still like the cool Pope right now? Isn't it still? Yeah, the Pope was just like that's his energy. He's like, "Hey, call me Rick. How are ya?" Yeah, like, You know, he doesn't do the big hat, he does a little Catholic yarmulke. That's his energy, right? Kirkland signature robes, that's the Pope. You know who I feel bad for is the next Pope. Because he didn't sign up for all this humble stuff. Right? If he ever wants to go back to full Pope hat strength, he's gonna have to do it gradually. Or people are gonna talk. He's gonna have to, every week, wear a slightly bigger hat. He's gonna be in meetings at the Vatican like, okay, so first order of business is and one of the cardinals is gonna be like, Your Holiness, is that a bigger hat? No. It's a different hat. It was scary, Italy. A little bit. Because as you're going around the country, you're learning a little bit about its history. And I was reminded that not too long ago, Italy used to be a fascist country. In the 1930s and the 1940s, under Benito Mussolini, they were fascist. And that was crazy to me because this is also the country that invented the ravioli. And it's just hard to hold those two ideas in your head at the same time. Although, I guess if you lived in a country where one person invented something as impactful as the ravioli, you might be more willing to believe that a man could be God. And then I thought about it some more, and I realized something startling. Many of the countries that have given us the finest dumplings on the planet have, at one time or another, succumbed to fascism. Think about it. Russia, dumplings, fascism. Poland, dumplings, fascism. China, in my opinion, the finest dumplings on the planet, but also, occasionally, unfortunately, fascism. So I guess the question that we need to ask ourselves as Americans is, do Hot Pockets count? Because otherwise, I gotta go in a second. You guys have been a wonderful audience. Before I go, I need to tell you a story about the most embarrassing moment of my life. I was on tour with my podcast, which is a sentence I sometimes think about saying to someone who fought in World War II. And while I was on tour with my podcast, we learned that you get to have a rider. And if anyone here doesn't know, a rider is a list of items that you tell the venue that they will put in your dressing room backstage. And everything that my friends and I knew about riders, we had learned from the book The Dirt about Motley Crue. And if anyone here is too young to know about Motley Crue, they made a movie about Motley Crue, and they had to make Machine Gun Kelly look worse to play one of them. And so we filled that rider with every booze we could think of. It was like whiskey, vodka, tequila, beer. deli platter. Beer, 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 rum. And we drank that booze before every show like it was rude not to, right? We got hammered everywhere. And this particular evening, we were in Washington, D.C. And my friend who I do the podcast with had a couple of friends who lived in Washington, D.C. They were two young ladies. And before I go any further, I need to reiterate, I was not married at this time. I didn't even know my wife. But they were two young ladies, and they came to the show, and they were hanging out with us. They worked at a museum. They were getting their doctorates in history. They were amazing. And we were sitting in the green room, and I was talking to one of them, and we were really hitting it off. It was great. I was like, oh, man, this is so nice. You know, you're out on the road. You never know who you're going to meet. And I feel like I'm really connecting with this person. This is wonderful, you know? And she was so smart. She was like quoting all these facts about history, like the Bronze Age started in Mesopotamia in the year 3000, right? And I'm not smart, but I can hang in there. I'm like Jeopardy smart, right? So I was like, interesting. Montpelier is the capital of Vermont. Go on. And we were really connecting. It was very exciting, and it was just nice. And then we went and did the show, and we knocked it out of the park, right? We had a great show. And then those girls, they met us backstage afterwards, and they were like, let's hit the town. And we were like, let's hit the town. So we hit the town, and we went from bar to bar to bar to chicken restaurant that sold alcohol. And at that chicken restaurant that sold alcohol, these two women informed us that they had had a lovely evening, but they were going to head home. And to be honest, I was a little disappointed, right? Because I was like, oh man, where was this going to go? But at the same time, if somebody doesn't want to have sex with me, nobody understands more than I do. In fact, anytime someone does want to have sex with me, I would describe myself as pleasantly surprised, all right? It's the same feeling as when I find someone else's dessert in my Postmates bag, where I'm like, oh, okay. Send it back. So they went home, but my friends and I didn't. We kept hitting the town. And then our evening ended because we went to a bar and ordered 15 Jaeger bombs, and I got us kicked out before we could drink them because I frisbeed a pizza box at a moving car. And at that point, we probably should have gone back to our hotel, but we needed to eat because I had frisbeed our pizza box in a moving car. So instead, we went to a 24-hour Chinese food restaurant. You know the kind. Like they don't exist during the day, right? Like, it's like a Narnia that you can only summon by making decisions that would upset your doctor. It's the kind of restaurant, and I mean this as a compliment, they make food designed to be barfed up 2 hours later. Like the Navy SEALs of food, it goes in, does the job, and then gets out. Like they sell orange chicken, tacos, and socks, and like they're all kind of good. They're fine. So we went there, we got our food, we went back to the hotel. We ate it, we went to sleep. And woke up the next morning, 11. And I realized that my phone had died the night before. So we went down to breakfast, and I plugged my phone in while we were at breakfast, and my phone turned on. And when it turned on, I saw that I'd missed a text message from the museum woman from the night before. And I'm going to read it to you right now. It says, "Hey, Ian, it was so great meeting you last night. It was really wonderful getting to know you. I don't know what you're doing right now, but I bet it's something smart like reading a book. You seem like the kind of person who likes to read books." I do seem like that. Which is too bad because I wish we were having sex right now. In fact, I can't think of anyone I'd rather be having sex with. I hope I get to see you again soon. Bye. And I read that message to myself, and then I immediately read it to all of my friends at breakfast. And we started celebrating like we won the Stanley Cup. We ordered champagne. We were calling each other sir. It was amazing. And then I realized she had sent that at midnight the night before. It was now noon. She'd been left unread on a sext for 12 hours. And I was like, oh no, I can't let that stand. So I immediately texted her back. I said, hey, casual. It was so great meeting you last night. I would love to have sex with you too. You're so smart and cool. I bet you'd be quoting facts about Mesopotamia the whole time we were having sex. And that would be rad. Hope I see you again soon. Send. Not my smoothest effort. But you know, we were leaving town. I just wanted her to know that like I'd had a great time. I wanted her to know that it was okay. We both had a great time. And then a couple more hours went by and no reply. And I started wondering. I'm like, oh man, this poor girl. She probably isn't used to sending texts like that. She's probably sitting there so embarrassed, right? She doesn't usually drink like that, let alone send messages like that. I better send her another text to let her know it's okay. So I sent her this message. Hey! I hope you don't feel weird. I know sometimes we do silly things when we drink. But I was totally feeling the same way last night. Smiley face, send. The gentleman smiley face, not the emoji, by the way, colon, parentheses. And a couple more hours go by and still there is no reply. And then I started thinking, what's going on here? Honestly, my feelings were kind of hurt, right? It's like we were really hitting it off last night. Now nothing? Like, what's going on? I should remind her about how much fun I am to hang out with. How much she was laughing, you know, make a joke. So I sent her a third text message. And it said, oh, ha ha, I get it. I made you wait 12 hours for a reply. Now you're making me wait 12 hours for a reply. Honestly, I respect it. Winky face, send. And this time I did not have to wait long for a reply. My phone lit up almost immediately with a text message from the museum woman from the night before. And it said, hey Ian, you sent yourself that text from my phone last night as a joke. You said it would be the funniest way for us to exchange numbers. And I kept telling you you were too drunk to remember. But all you said was, no, I'll remember. Just to be clear, I'm not interested in you romantically or otherwise. What does or otherwise mean? You don't want to open a bakery? What are we talking about here? And I knew in that moment I stood at a crossroads. Either I could tell no one that story for the rest of my life and take it with me to my cold, cold grave. Or I could tell everyone that story. Everyone I meet for the rest of my life. And that is the path I have chosen.